you saying? This is the worst Chinese tutor I've ever heard in my life. I speak Chinese. Hey, what's up you guys? Today's video is highly requested and I'm gonna be reacting to Emily in Paris. I actually found out about Emily in Paris while I was on my bed scrolling through my phone and I saw like, it's trending Singapore #1 right now. I just couldn't stop smiling throughout the entire film. My boyfriend literally thought I was going like bonkers and insane because he's like, why are you smiling so much? So just for context, I actually lived in Paris for 6 years, and prior to that, my dad actually lived in Lyon of France for an additional 6 years. I was age 1 to 6 when I was actually living in France, so that really formed my childhood, my nursery, my kindergarten, my international schooling. I have a lot of side stories, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. I also love marketing and specifically am very interested in product marketing, digital marketing and marketing analytics, and of course social media growth. So this film is just so relevant for me. I'm just gonna go straight into the video and start reacting to Emily in Paris, which is what you guys came for. She came from Chicago, so I actually went to exchange in Wisconsin, Madison, which is 3 hours away from Chicago. It's awesome because I kind of have like that perspective a little bit. Like I just went to America like last year, right before COVID-19 shut down everything. I also love her fashion already.
So they asked me if I would take the job for a year.
But in Paris?
That's a red flag for all the girls out there, right? If your boy doesn't want to go to Paris with you, that is a huge sign he ain't
They said that if I...
Huh.
Why does he look so unexcited about going to Paris? I don't get it.
You don't speak French.
Okay, that is true. I think for my dad, before he actually went to France, he would literally sit down and flip through the dictionary, like every single page of the dictionary, and just learn everything. This was the exact dictionary that my dad used, and then he actually passed it down to me. You can see like the blue thing over here. It's always like rue de la somewhere, like road of the, so like rue de la station, rue de la blah blah blah.
You say merci. Hi!
You don't want to say like hi, you want to say like bonjour at least. You want to say bonjour before you say anything else, like bonjour ça va, bonjour excusez-moi. It's true, it's kind of rude if you don't say hi. In France, you want to say hello first before you ask for anything. It really humanizes the connection, and definitely love if Singapore was like more friendly. And it's true, like in Paris, the buildings are very old. But old doesn't mean bad, you know, good foundations and everything. For some buildings, they literally don't have an elevator. For some newer ones, they actually install an elevator, and sometimes even if they do, because it's also narrow in the middle, sometimes you can only fit like one person in, or like one person plus your luggage. You have to like lock it sometimes.
In France, first the ground floor, then the first floor, then the second floor, and so on.
This is so relatable for like every freaking tourist. So yeah, you have to carry your luggages a lot.
Magnificent chambre de bonne.
Usually it's like the room for your servants. It's kind of sad that her workplace got this room for her. Usually they live in like super cramped like attics. It's pretty hot because it's like the rooftop. Usually it isn't as comfortable.
Maybe you want to have a drink tonight?
I have a boyfriend.
In Paris?
In Chicago.
So you don't have a boyfriend in Paris?
It's so funny because they're both so straightforward. I feel like she's rejecting him very openly and he's flirting with her very openly. The French guy is just so straightforward, like, oh, do you want to go out with me? Yeah? No? She's like, no, I have a boyfriend. With like a marketing degree, she does social media growth, she sounds pretty good at it, and she has 48 followers. Like, what? That's not possible. Come on.
Hi! Hello. Bonjour. I'm Emily Cooper.
Can't even say like je suis Emily or like bonjour. Nope, she has to go all full out American. You don't want to just be like Google Translate, yeah, blah blah blah, I need this.
You lost me to bonjour.
I'm honestly surprised that you would send someone for work and fly many miles away for someone who doesn't even speak the basics of the language. It's just really quite surprising.
Well, that's very unfortunate.
Excuse me?
That you don't speak French. It's a problem.
Well, I'm going to take a class, but je parle un peu français already.
She's just so ignorant, and sometimes I wish I had her oblivion. Yeah, let's just call it that. If she lost you at bonjour, how are you gonna do anything for marketing? The thing about marketing is that you want to speak like your audience and like your customers. So I don't know how she's gonna do that.
Emily Cooper, and I am so excited.
I don't know what is it, but like in France or in Paris, when you say you're very excited to be there, it comes off a bit foreign, and I think the reason why people don't really like it when you do that is because they know that you see France as this romanticized place, which is not what they want. I feel like to them, France and the language and the culture and everything has a lot deeper roots than what's portrayed in the media, which is why they may not like it when people just be like, oh, I'm so excited to be here, because it makes it sound like you're only appreciating my country for its superficial beauty, and it may go deeper than that.
Emily Cooper.
Hello.
It's so nice to meet you.
I was super normal with it, like doing it with like random people, like friends, or like my mom's friends. But like when it came to strangers or like guys that I didn't know, I was just like, yeah, that's literally the most awkward, the most awkward thing that happens.
I was in Chicago once, and I ate the deep dish pizza.
That is our specialty. We take a lot of pride.
It was dégueulasse. How you say?
Disgusting.
Like a quiche made of cement.
Oh no, you must have gone to Lou Malnati's.
Why are they?
I was laughing so hard because I ate at Lou Malnati's and I ate the deep dish pizza. So this is my perspective, okay? I would say that when I was from like Wisconsin, going to Chicago and visiting like Lou Malnati's, I was like, food, this tastes amazing. Like, I love the deep dish pizza. But then if you come from France and you go into Chicago and then you get this overhyped like vibe of like this pizza place, you're gonna be like, what? This is so basic, or this is not good enough. In France, it's because the standard of food is so high, insanely high. Ridiculous. So the thing about France is that the word disgusting has like many varying levels, and like I think ridiculous is like one of the lowest. So it's a bit rude, I would say. Like I don't think people in France actually use that term unless they really hate you or something like that.
Smoking is a pleasure, and without pleasure, who are we?
German?
Exactly right.
Oh god. So anyways, I have friends from like all over these places, right? Like even from Prague, from Germany. This show is all about stereotypes. Lol. Okay, interesting.
Your name, monsieur? Yes, Luke.
Why are you shouting?
Sorry.
I feel like in France, like it's pretty chill. Like even like in the restaurants, like the music isn't that loud, so people can talk at a normal volume. So something else that my parents used to tell me all the time is that for dinners, generally for the more expensive restaurants and high-end restaurants, you don't really want to bring your kids over because it can be perceived as insensitive to the surroundings. It's not part of the local culture. So my parents, they won't bring the kids. I will always be crying like non-stop until my parents come home. I know, I'm such a needy kid.
To build a brand, you must create meaningful social media engagement. It's not just about the number of followers. It's about content, trust, interest, and engagement.
Dude, again, like I don't know how she has that confidence to just be teaching seniors in a company, let alone in another country, about what she does. I bet everyone's like, I don't give a shit, but okay, let's just continue.
Excuse me, but the French are masters of social media.
True. But Americans invented it, which is...
Oh, okay, now they're gonna be fighting about who created and who owns social media. Very interesting. Like for her to come in and just be like, I'm gonna be valuable because I know marketing, is just such a broad statement, and I would never say that because ultimately you need to understand your customers. So this is just very eye-opening and ballsy. I feel like in France, when they say they master social media, it's in a very different form. For French luxury brands, marketing is a lot more about being exquisite, subtle, and having that idea of unattainability and desire. The customers they are targeting are a lot more luxury-centric, lifestyle-centric, and aspirational. But the ones in Chicago may be different. They may be like bargain-driven. For America, because the competition is insane, I think the approach is a lot more aggressive and harsh and in your face with sales and promotions.
by adding an American point of view to your fabulous French clients.
C'est une cata.
Oh my gosh, girl. I feel like if you are trying to target your fabulous French clients, I don't think they want an American point of view, honestly. They want someone that gets them and understands their French point of view.
Quoi?
C'est quoi cette fille?
C'est quoi cette fille?
It's amazing, isn't it? The entire city looks like Ratatouille.
The entire city looks like Ratatouille, so American. I loved the film Ratatouille, and it's just so cute because in America they call it like Ratatouille, so I also call it Ratatouille now, but like it's literally when I started the film it's like it's Ratatouille, like why is everyone calling it Ratatouille? But I was just like, okay.
Hey, how was the first day?
Great! I really feel like I could be a big asset here.
She doesn't read in between the lines because she doesn't even know the lines, but even if you know the lines in France, you have no idea what the hell's going on. Spoken French is so different from like written French. There's a lot of subtleties involved. So like for example, when you say something, you have to read in between the lines. It's kind of like in America, it's super like sarcastic. That's what I learned. And then like in Japan, what you don't say is equally important as what you say, so you could be making fun of someone just by not saying something. It's very, very deep. Like
American.
We from Chicago.
Gabriel, French, from Normandy.
Oh, I know that beach. Saving Private Ryan.
What?
D-Day?
French. From Normandy.
From Normandy.
I know that beach.
Oh, it is so funny. Oh, I know that beach, Saving Private Ryan. I actually watched Saving Private Ryan. I also know like where Normandy is exactly. Normandy is such a significant place, like historically. In Emily's eyes is the film portrayed through Saving Private Ryan. I'm just like, I can understand why French people will feel like this film doesn't really portray them very well. When I went to America, everyone's like, oh, you're from Singapore, oh, Crazy Rich Asians, Crazy Rich Asians, Crazy Rich Asians. I'm like, okay, kinda, not really, but alright, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Un pain au chocolat.
Un, pas une. Un pain au chocolat.
Have a bonne journée.
Une, pas un. Une bonne journée.
Pain au chocolat, we have like Petit Pain Bakery in Singapore, but like everyone's always like petite pain. It's something that happens, but it's not because they're condescending. Just want to share with you their language, because language is so deeply rooted in their culture and their values and everything. It's just very, very nice. Also, like my name, like Sherry, so in Singapore I just tell people my name is Sherry, but then of course in the French pronunciation is Sherry. And like literally when I went back to France, so like my dad's friend who's like he's Vietnamese, he actually stayed in, I mean he was like a French scholar of my dad, just that he stayed in France all the way throughout till today. And then one day we were eating dinner with him and his wife, and then he was like, Sherry. They were like, what? And he's like, no, not you, my wife. It was just so weird because like throughout the entire night I was just like, what? Sherry means darling in French, which is why, just in case.
Oh my god.
Dude, this is the most accurate thing in France, literally. I cannot ever get over how good the food in France is. I just cannot. And I'm very lucky that my parents can cook French food. Obviously a very, very extreme depiction. I don't think Americans are that hardcore, I think. Usually in France they do have like a receptionist or like a secretary or something that will always be there on time to take calls or something, especially if it's an agency. I don't know how they don't have that. Their workplace seems pretty chill, I would say.
Hanging around here for 2 hours and
He's obviously judging her because she's been standing there for 2 hours. Why didn't she go to like a cafe or something?
Hi Patricia. I'm wondering if I can share some ideas I have about how we might enhance our social media engagement. I'm so excited about the potential here.
Je comprends pas.
Well, it's true though, like in France, like people just don't really like to communicate with you if you can't really speak French. That's number one. I must say the parks in France are so gorgeous and beautiful though.
跟这个阿姨道歉。
This okay. I love how they caption like Asian women, like literally.
Excusez-moi. Maman, Sybille. 跟这个阿姨道歉。
Could you get that? Oh yeah, so I think what she's trying to say is that she's trying to tell that person, I mean the kids, to apologize to them and say sorry. So it's like in Chinese it's supposed to be like 跟他道歉, which means like say sorry, but
Laura，待在我能看到你的地方。
I'm teaching them Mandarin.
what is she saying? This is the worst Chinese tutor I've ever heard in my life. I don't know what she's saying. I speak Chinese. This intonation is just wrong. I guess this part's kind of relatable. In France, I actually had like my own Chinese tutor, and then like every single time she came, me and my sister will hide underneath our dining table, and then she'll find us under the table, then she'll chase for us. We will spend at least 15 minutes running away from her. I'll be so upset if my co-workers didn't even invite me for lunch, and like I asked them for lunch and they all said no. So obvious that they don't like her. Okay, I'm just gonna say that like in the 3 shots that she took in Paris, the first one had like 40 something followers, the second one had 70 something followers, and now she has 200 followers. So I'm just like, what?
It's a balance.
Exactly, a balance. And I think the Americans have the wrong balance. You live to work. We work to live.
We definitely work a little bit too hard sometimes, especially in Singapore, so I feel like it can be intimidating for people, especially like the hustle culture and everything. So I kind of get what he's saying, and in France it's all about, I would say, like leisure and enjoying yourself and taking pleasure in the small things in life. I feel like that's definitely something that we can learn from, for sure.
But I enjoy work and accomplishment. It makes me happy.
But at the same time, I also do understand and relate to enjoying that hustle mentality, but also like not overdoing it. So I think it's just nice to see how different people value work-life integration and balance.
Maybe you don't know what it is to be happy.
They really separate it, like a party is really a party. I guess it's good food for thought.
Don't be early. Hmm?
Hey guys, so thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed my reaction to Emily in Paris. Comment down below if you found any parts relatable and if you have